Hey guys, it's Michelle, and today's video is going to be yet another Mandela effects video. New Mandela effects. Basically, if you guys don't know, which I'm sure you do by now, I like to do Mandela effect videos because I just think they're fun. I just think they're fun, like they're just fun videos, okay? So before you like attack me in the comments, if you don't remember these things, it's kind of scary to be the first YouTuber to talk about a lot of things like Mandela effects because for some reason the Mandela effect triggers a lot of people in really bad ways and they're really mean in the comments, and I'm like, yo dude, just like chill, it's fine, we just want to trip out together. I like to provide you guys, I like search the depths of hell for new Mandela effects all the time because the Mandela effect has been fucking me in the ass for like 2 years, a year and a half now or something like that, and I just like sharing it with you guys. You guys really like these videos and always request me to do new ones, so I do really work really hard to research for these videos and try to find new Mandela effects that you haven't heard of. Hopefully you remember some of these things the way I do, and if you don't, that's okay as well. But yeah, I just wanted to make a little disclaimer like I always do at the beginning of these videos because the comments are always really crazy and people just get really mad about it, but it's fine. I mean, that's YouTube life, I guess, but let's get into the Mandela effect. So the first Mandela effect is a part of the Bible, and let me just say, I'm not a religious person, and I know a lot of people that are, and they have actually agreed with me on this Mandela effect, and Bella, you guys know Bella, she's very religious and knows her Bible shit really well. She actually agreed with this one and she hates the Mandela effect. She literally thinks it's stupid. But even I knew this one because like I feel like it's such a common verse. It's so common. It's like I feel like no, like even if you don't practice Christianity or any religion, like you would have heard of this. And it is the saying, the lion lies with the lamb, or like the lion and the lamb, like kind of thing from the Bible, from Isaiah 11:6. And this is like super common. Like I've heard this so many fucking times, but it's never been the lion lies with the lamb. It's always been the wolf lies with the lamb. The wolf! I literally always remember being the lion and the lamb because I did used to go to like Bible study when I was little and like church and like youth group when I was kind of like in my middle school-ish years, and I vividly remember learning this story and like hearing about this like verse and like animations and like cartoon strips and everything from like this specific verse, and it was always a lion and a lamb. So I got really fucking shook when I found out this Mandela effect. Like it honestly just blew me away. I was literally like, wait, what? The next Mandela effect involves the drink Mountain Dew. I used to really like Mountain Dew as a kid. I feel like it's just one of those drinks. Like I wasn't like a full-on Mountain Dew kind of chick. I was more of a Sprite bitch, you know what I mean? But Mountain Dew, and this one you guys sent to me like so many people sent this one to me recently. Like I guess it's kind of like a newer one. But a lot of you guys sent this to me and wanted me to talk about it in a video, and honestly when I saw it, like I didn't fucking believe it. But Mountain Dew, I always remember it being Mountain Dew, like the full words mountain and then dew, D-E-W, like that's always how I remember it. But it's always been MTN, like Mountain Dew, like really fucking weirdly abbreviated. Like I get that that's the abbreviation for mountain, but I never ever remember it having an abbreviation. I always remember Mountain Dew just being spelled Mountain Dew. So that one literally had me so fucking shook. Like I always remember it being Mountain Dew. Why the hell is it Mountain Dew? Like, The next Mandela effect comes once again from the movie Risky Business, and once again from that iconic famous dance scene. I talked about this famous dance scene in my last Mandela effect video, and basically a lot of people remember him wearing sunglasses, but Tom Cruise was not wearing sunglasses during the scene. But not only that, but every girl, literally every girl that you've ever seen dress up like Risky Business, every boy, whoever the hell wants to dress up like Risky Business, always wears button down white t-shirt, like white long sleeve shirt that's buttoned down as like a dress. But in the video, and I noticed this as I was like picking up the footage to add it into like my video from last week or whatever, and his shirt is fucking pink.
Just take those old records off the shelf. I sit and listen to them by myself.
Like, are you actually actually serious? Why the hell would every fucking girl wear a white ass shirt when they could have worn a pink, like a baby pink one? Because it's, to be honest, it's a cute pink. Like, honestly, I would have rather worn the pink one. If, like, why is it so wrongly, like, done? Like, why is everybody wearing these white ass, like, risky business shirts, but the whole time he's always worn a pink shirt? I don't know, it freaks me out. The next Mandela effect is a relatively popular one. However, I have to say I do disagree with this one, but a lot of you guys have asked me to talk about it. And it is all about the color chartreuse. So in your head, what color do you think chartreuse is? And some of you guys, this is like the before, a lot of people remember it being like a reddish kind of magenta pink color. A lot of people remember this. My sister's boyfriend remembers this. This was way before the even Mandela effect happened. My sister's boyfriend remembered that, and my friend Paige. And if you guys know Paige, if you know anything about Paige, she has like a stellar fucking memory. Like, no bitch has a better memory than fucking Paige. Like, honestly, she basically remembers her birth, and she very vividly remembers chartreuse being a reddish kind of color. However, chartreuse has always been kind of a yellowy green color, and a lot of people tend to remember it being red. Personally, I remember it being green because of Blue's Clues, but I don't know, maybe that's just me and my sister, like that's how we remember it, but I don't know. Like I said, Mandela effects are some ways for some people and some ways for other people. But I don't know what that means. I just know that that happens a lot, so it's pretty interesting to think about. Let me know what you guys remember about chartreuse, because I remember it being yellow-green, but to be honest, I really trust Paige because I don't know, that girl has a crazy memory, and this was even before the Mandela effect, like, was talked about. Like, this is literally, like, I can remember the exact day, like, when we talked about this. And it was a long time ago. It was way before the Mandela effect, so it's kind of weird to think about. The next Mandela effect comes from the movie Grease. So Grease is like one of my favorite childhood movies. I was obsessed with Grease as a kid. I grew up literally watching this film, and I always loved this film. Grease Lightning, I remember very, very clearly the words to the like beginning of the song being, well, this car could be automatic, systematic, hydromatic, but apparently it's never been that. It's always been,
This car could be systematic, hydromatic, ultramatic. Why could be Grease Lightning?
like, fuck no, because I remember him vividly going hydromatic. I was literally obsessed with John Travolta as a kid because of that movie, and I so vividly remember the scene. And what's really fucking weird is the soundtrack says it the way I remember it, with the hydromatic, but I've never heard the soundtrack before. Like, I was doing research for this video. Literally, I've never heard that. Never listened to Grease Lightning soundtrack before, because anytime I wanted to hear the music, I would literally just watch the movie. So I've never even like heard the soundtrack before, which is what really shook me, because how do I remember it a way that I've never even heard it, but it is technically the way that it was recorded, like in the sound studio for like the soundtrack. I don't know, that's so fucking weird to me, because I 100% remember it being hydromatic, but apparently it's never been that, unless you're according to the soundtrack. But in the movie, it's never been that. And honestly, I swear to you, I've only ever seen the movie. I've never heard the soundtrack at all. Besides like Summer Nights, because that was like my favorite song. But I've never heard the soundtrack. I've only ever watched the movie, and that's how I remember in the movie, but that's never been that in the movie, and it honestly fucking freaks me out. Next Mandela effect, a lot of you guys commented on when I did my Jaws Mandela effect. But you guys commented on the fact that you remember the Jaws logo having a bite mark out of the logo, like, if that makes sense. Like, there was like a bite mark from one of the letters of the logo. And when I found like my Jaws logo for like the thumbnail of that Mandela effect video, I was really confused because I couldn't find the logo with the bite mark, and I was like searching for it. So like, cause like I thought that was a logo, and I thought that was a logo because I was like, I used to go to Universal all the time as a kid, and I remember that being the logo and everything. Like, I'm honestly so fucking pissed. The Jaws logo has never had a bite mark out of it, and it honestly fucking makes me shook. Like, it literally looks so dumb. Like, why wouldn't it have a bite mark out of it? Like, think about it. It's literally about a fucking giant ass shark. Like, it should have a bite mark out of it. Next two Mandela effects have to do with hyphens. So you guys remember Kit Kat hyphen, like, Mandela effect was like a crazy one. But I found two more that really fucking shook me. So Kmart. I always remember Kmart being K-Mart. Always. Like, literally fucking always. I can't. And I used to want to go to Kmart really bad because Selena Gomez had like a collection there or some shit. And I always remember being K-Mart. Well, no, because apparently there's never been a fucking hyphen there. It's always just been Kmart. Like, okay, me too, Kmart. And then the next hyphen Mandela effect has to do with Chex Mix. I used to love Chex Mix as a kid. It was one of my favorite snacks, and I always remember Chex Mix being Chex-Mix, like hyphen, like Chex-Mix. But apparently it's always just been Chex Mix. Like, I don't know, that one really trips me out because I literally used to eat Chex Mix all the time. Also, I don't even think this is a Mandela effect. There's no way, honestly, it would shake me if it was. Does anybody remember the white bagel chips in Chex Mix? Because now Chex Mix just has like rye, like the brown bagel chips. But I always remember white ones, and those were like the best. But like, why did they take those away? / did they ever exist? Like, let me fucking know. The next Mandela effect is with the branding of Nutella. So I always loved Nutella or Nutella, whatever you want to call it. I used to really like Nutella before I was vegan. And I used to like make Nutella and crescent rolls. Basically, like, you take crescent rolls and put like Nutella in them. And like, I used to make that and watch Pretty Little Liars. There's like a tradition with me, Paige, my sister, and her friend Izzy. And we always used to make those. So I've seen a lot of fucking Nutella jars in my day. And I always remember Nutella being like the logo looking like N-U-T in like brown and then Ella in red. Because I feel like that makes the most sense because like Nutella, like, I don't know, like it just would make the most sense, whole nut to be in brown. But apparently the Nutella logo has always looked like this, and there's never been like the whole word N-U-T in brown. It's always just been the N, which I feel like doesn't even make sense because you would, like, looking like branding wise, like, why wouldn't you just put the whole word nut in brown? Because I feel like it just makes more sense, and like, nuts are brown. I don't know. I thought that made the most sense. Also, it just looks really weird to me. But let me know what you guys think on that one. Next two Mandela effects have you guys, the people of the earth, like fucking internet, really shook. Well, one of them you might have heard of, but this one honestly shook me because I feel like it's such a weird situation. And I vaguely remember this, honestly, to be honest, like, because I am not that old. Like, older people might remember this better. I'm only 18, so like, this movie came out in like the mid-90s. People remember it coming out. But basically, people remember there being a movie with Sinbad as a genie called Shazam or something along those lines. And honestly, I kind of vaguely remember like seeing like Sinbad like as a genie like this, like people have edited this, and I remember seeing that, and I remember hearing about this movie because I knew that there was like two movies, because there's another movie with Shaquille O'Neal as a genie, and I knew that. But I always remember there being two with like two genies. I do remember it being Sinbad, but like I knew I never watched that one. Like, I don't know, like that one's just like kind of fuzzy for me because I was pretty young obviously at the time. So like, let me know what you guys think, because that one honestly has so many fucking people like completely shook, like just like freaked the fuck out. And also this happened on Jimmy Fallon when he was talking about Kazam, which is the movie with Shaquille O'Neal. So the person was to guess like Shaq, and he accidentally said Shazam instead of Kazam. I don't know, could be a coincidence.
Shazam. Or Fine, thank you, thank you.
But it is really weird that a lot of people remember a movie that literally did not exist. Like, I don't know, that freaks me out. And also, like, it's not like Sinbad and like Shaquille O'Neal look alike. Like, they're pretty different people. Shaquille O'Neal is obviously an athlete and Sinbad is like an actor, so they kind of, like, it's kind of hard to mix the two up. Not only that, but they obviously don't look alike. And like I said, I kind of remember the posters for this movie and hearing talk about this movie. And honestly, I bet if you asked your parents if you're younger, they probably remember this movie. My parents do, and that honestly just fucking freaks me out that a lot of people remember like this movie, and I remember kind of like the hype of it, but like not ever watching it. to be honest, but I thought I would talk about it because a lot of you guys have asked me to, and honestly, this one has shaken a lot of the fucking internet. It's even like on news, like sources at this point. I don't know, it's really interesting because like the movie literally did not exist. Like that just like kind of trips me out. And the last Mandela effect recently had me so fucking shook because me and my sister, we used to grow up watching Disney movies together, and we both remember this so well. So basically, we remember at the beginning of every Disney movie, there's like the blue screen with the castle, and you know, basically like it says like Walt Disney and then the castle, and then it's like a light goes over it. But I remember the light being Tinkerbell, but like it didn't really like look like Tinkerbell. Everyone just knew it was Tinkerbell because she like went over it, and it like was really small, but like she like went over the castle and then like tapped the top of the castle with her wand. To go into better depth, so I remember her like going over the arch of the castle, then tapping the top with her wand, and then from the bottom to the top it would like light up again, like the whole castle, like each of the little rectangles. So that's how I remember it. And I fucking vividly remember this specific vision, this perfectly in my head, of like Tinkerbell going over and then tapping the top of the castle. Like I always remember it being that. And someone tweeted that to me that it apparently isn't that, and it's just the light goes over. And it honestly fucking freaked me the fuck out. I literally ran to my sister and she was like, no way, it's always been like Tinkerbell like tapping the top of the castle. I 1000% remember Tinkerbell tapping the top of the castle as she went over it, and honestly, I am so fucking shook by that one. That one has me the most shook in a long time. But that is it for today's video. If you guys liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you think of these Mandela effects, but like I can always say, you don't have to rip me a new one if you don't agree. It's fine, everything's chill. Yo, we're just having fun. But yeah, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram because you guys always send me new Mandela effects on there, and you guys can tweet me or whatever. And yeah, if you want to check out my latest video, click right here and click right here to subscribe for new videos every single day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Your head looks like a fucking cinnamon bun.